Good morning. Welcome to the Real Estate Meme Stream. I'm Bill Gross, and this is a brand new program we're launching where to start our day, now I do this every day. I've been doing this for a while. Normally I watch comedy or a live stream of real estate humor or a live stream of humor on memes is one of the ones I like the most. And so I'm always looking for something to get my day started upbeat. You know, business can be stressful, life can be stressful. And I just find it really helpful to, as I start my day, to have, I play in the background or while I'm getting dressed or while I'm taking a shower, real humor and something to get me going and feel light and feel good and excited to take on the day. And so over time, I've been watching different, meme channels and humor channels. And one of my ambitions was to do that both for myself and for the people I work with. So we've launched this channel, this live stream. We're gonna do it every Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. We're live streaming it into a couple Facebook groups. One that a friend of mine started called Real Estate Humor. Love to have you go there. In fact, let me just put that screen up and that way you can see the channel. This is Real Estate Humor in Facebook, and there's the Facebook number. But if you just go in and search Real Estate Humor, there's 67,000 members in that group, way more than anything that I do. And so we put it there, and then another Facebook group I'm in, Debbie Morrow's group on real estate referral. We put that there. I used to have a lead generation Wednesday event, and it just seemed a little too heavy for most people. And then I'm also putting it in my Facebook and into my YouTube. So I hope you find this interesting and fun. I'd love to have you join. If you are interested in coming in and sharing some of your own memes and humor, great. If you have some memes you want to put on the show, save them to the Real Estate Humor group. Love to do that. If I know you personally, you can reach out to me ahead of time via text. I can send you a link and come in as a special, one-time special guest. Love to have you do it. The key to this is just to have fun. We're not collecting emails. We're not promoting anything. We're really just, I think it's important to start your day with a smile, a laugh, and hopefully I can do that. And I guess part of my fantasy is to be one of those guys. And so here we are. We're going to jump into it. So let's go. I collected, I think, about 30 minutes worth of real estate memes that I find funny. I hope you do, and we'll just go through them and talk about them. So first one, can you find the mistake? So you have these red boxes, and then here's one, house for sale by owner, right? So as a real estate agent, you better believe that you bring value to the marketplace and that you're valuable to your customers. If you don't, you should be in another business. And so when I see people selling the house on their own, what I see is somebody saying, please discount my house more than I would save on the commissions. And I always find those people to think they're a little smarter than they really are. And so there's some funny there, but I think all humor, there's an element of truth into that. Okay, so that's the first one. The next one is, this is me all the time. What I mean when I type offer attached in an email. So it means about 2/3 of the time the offer is not attached, but will be attached in the next email. And I have a little, there's a setting in Google Mail that flags that. I just go so fast when I'm excited to send an offer or a document. I often forget to do that. And then about the third time I do remember. Is that you? Do you forget this? If any of these are real for you, put it in the chat box, any comments you have, and we will catch some live stream. Okay, so Dan Freyberg says that he's pretty funny, but looks aren't everything. Well, actually, Dan, your looks are pretty monumental. I would say you are very funny looking, and you should get a job in comedy. I think you're perfectly well qualified for that. And then we got another person, it's Soulbread, which said that I'm thinking of doing this, incorporating real estate, internet culture, and maybe some gaming. Okay, I think if that's what you do, it's fun. I think it's important to have one focus per call. So do one on gaming, or do one on culture, or do one on real estate. And so here we are doing it on real estate. Okay, go ahead. Hey, thanks for joining in on the YouTube channel. And again, if you're watching this live, feel free to put your comments in. We'll come in. If I know you personally, send me a text, and if I notice, I'll try to invite you in and come in as a guest. Love to have you participate. And then if you like this, like it, please, or subscribe to it. Okay, next meme is, where are we here? I don't quite have this set up the way I should. Oops, lost our spot. There we go, one photo. Okay. So peace, keeping your thoughts. Nothing's wrong. I just want you to remember me because I'm a realtor and it's how I pay my bills. as a real estate agent, I think too much of marketing is just remember me, pay attention to me, here I am. And I think at the end of the day, we're better off creating value for people. And so you see so many different emails. I don't know, I see them. The classic is I'm so busy, I'm driving in my car while I'm talking about complicated topics. So we have to make sure that, I think, as realtors, let's check ourselves and use this joke to remind us that we shouldn't be so serious. They're trying to just get attention. We're trying to create value for our customers, which I think is the long-term goal. Okay, now this is a regular meme template, and then people customize it. So you might see this numerous times on this show or other shows. The classic picture of, I forget his name, is it, I forget her name, the speaker, this comedian. And then you have the cat. So she's yelling because she's upset. I'm doing another brokerage. And the cat goes, you won't sell anything there either. Well, first off, it's just funny because we take ourselves so seriously. Oftentimes people change companies, and I think it makes sense. I changed companies 4 years ago because I needed more resources and different commission check. But so often, and I've go through this in the past, and other realtors are as well, we change companies thinking that's the problem. The problem with doing more business is the brokerage we're with. Now, look, if you're new and starting out and a company's going to do lead generation for you, maybe that's true. But so many times, the joke of this is we all know that experienced agent that gets mad at the manager because they couldn't get one deal done, and they're going through all the work of changing companies, and it's not going to get them one more deal. And so I think we all know that person. So, okay. I don't know. You guys enjoying this? I'm having fun with this. Okay. Next
I said that you can't always get what you want, honey.
Yeah, so for those of us in real estate, this is the classic.
I said that you can't
Mick Jagger.
always get what you want, honey.
So this is a classic, and I think that I had this on my mind. Again, there's some truth to this, and it's funny, right? On one hand, we all have the customer who wants everything. They want all the features on a low price, and that just, and they want to get they want to write the offer and get it accepted that day. You can't always get what you want, and I think you just have to keep doing as much as you can. So again, you can't take it too seriously. We know that's true, and then here's just a meme kind of making fun of that. So, okay, next up, let's see here. When you finally commit to prospecting in 3 contexts in a row, say they're sold. This is, I spend, I should say every working day, I talk to real estate agents about building their business, whether it be on my team or in different programs I'm involved with. And I always tell them, the fast way to get business is to call people that you already know, like, and trust. You might call that your center of influence, your sphere of influence, your database. And this face and this comment is what I always get. If ever you called 100 of your past clients, center of influence people, you're going to find 3 that sold. It hurts, man. It hurts when you find that. I went through that. I remember COVID. I stopped calling, recalled, and the lead I worked on for about 1.5 years, 2 years. He had a portfolio. He was part of a judgment, and he had like 7 properties. They sold with another agent, and he sold his residence with another agent. So this happens if you don't keep up with your customers. They're going to assume if you don't call them every 90 days and market to them, they're going to assume, and rightfully so, you're out of business. So this is been there, done that one.
And I said that you can't.
Okay, Mick, thank you for the song. Okay, where are we here? Next up. Okay, so if this can become vodka, you can become a homeowner. It's a picture of a potato. I think that, again, there's an element of truth to this, right? People who aren't homeowners and become them, it's a transformation. And so we have to understand that. And it's as big a transformation as a potato becoming vodka. So just know that's what you're talking to people. You're really, if you're a real estate agent, you help somebody go from non-homeowner, a tenant their whole life. I have an escrow right now. I have to constantly remind myself, his mind is that of a tenant. He doesn't think as a homeowner. And I have to help him through that process. So, but have fun with it. Okay, Facebook users, you're enjoying this? Well, look, thank you so much. Again, if you put your comments, we'll put them up live as well. Facebook doesn't put the name of the people. YouTube does. And then another one says, thank you so much. Hey, I love positive comments. I'm posting them all, though. You put any comment in that's decent. Now, the one requirement here in this group is we have to be family friendly. So I'm not gonna do anything that's not family friendly. But if you have a comment that's appropriate, if you think it's funny, and if it's making fun of me, those are for sure the ones I'll put up. So feel free to put any comments you want. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so this is a proof from a grandma in the business in 1992. Let me tell you something. For those of you youngins, okay, in 1992, you were a baller if you had that phone, okay? That phone, that's a cell phone, circa 1992. The service sucked, the coverage sucked. I was in LA, it dropped everywhere. That phone cost, I wanna say $500, $800, and that was 30 years ago when that was a lot of money. And your monthly bill for that phone was probably $800 to $1,000 a month for one phone. So grandma, the realtor with that old cell phone, and then they had it at the same time in your car. You had a car phone. It was that phone, but it was wired in your car with a power charger and a antenna built in the car. If you had that, you were a baller. So you can make fun of grandma all you want, but I am telling you that was living large. If you're a real estate agent when you had that. I remember I found my brother, he was in the business before I was, and he had that kind of phone, and it was unreal, otherworldly. Okay, next. Again, this is a standard meme template. When you keep putting the same house in the market with different photos. So some of you don't know this, but in real estate, in the MLS, at least my MLS, every time you make a change, it re-pushes out. So if people have saved, let's say 3-bedroom, 2-bath in your zip code, and they've already seen your property, you make a change in anywhere, it re-pushes out to those people. And so changing the photos does that. And I think oftentimes, sellers, when you go to get a price reduction, will feel like, well, if we have professional photos or video or drone shots, that will change the property value. And the reality is, you will get more traffic to a property with better photos, but I don't know you're going to sell it for more at the end. The house is only worth the house. But it's just funny how the expectations are just by changing the photos, somehow we're going to change the property of the house, so the value of the house. So anyhow, okay, next. This is a good one too. My realtor watches HGTV. He'll only show me 3 homes and I have to buy one. Now, this was a way that many people are trained, that you're supposed to show 3 houses at the end of the day and buy one. For a first-time home buyer, here's the challenge. This is true for different people, right? For somebody who's not having to move right away, they're going to look and look and look till they find the house they want. That could be 1 house, that could be 3, that could be months worth of looking. For somebody who has to move, they're relooking the area. The market is the market. They've got to pay the market price. They can't wait till something comes on the market most commonly. So that's a reasonable training technique, but us realtors tend to try to push every buyer in a situation, at least when we're trained that way. And and also HGTV, one thing about reality TV is it's just not real. So anyhow, yeah, that's kind of the face people make when their realtor is too, I think caught up with themselves. I think that's part of the problem, is we have to make sure that we are focused on our customers. Okay, police officer, ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over? Because you have a question about real estate? So a common theme in memes in real estate is that that's all we talk about. I feel like it's the opposite. I go to a social event and people ask me how's the market, or they want to know about it. But yeah, not a good prospecting technique, getting pulled over by policemen. We don't want to bother them, and we really don't want to spend more time than we need to with law enforcement. Okay, next one up. The amount of coffee I need to get through the day. Now, I will say, I drink coffee all day till noon. I used to drink coffee all day long. That was bad. I couldn't sleep at night. So as I got older, I'm more careful with that. Okay, and then Friedenberg says, because you have a copy of Question about Real Estate for the Win. Thank you, Dan. Dan, I think you're better off selling real estate. You should come on as a guest sometime, Dan. We can do these memes together and have some fun. Okay, the amount of coffee I need to get through the day. Yes, if you're in real estate, man, you got to be up and have energy from 8 o'clock or whenever you start your day. And coffee definitely is an important resource, important tool in my real estate toolbox. Okay, next one.
Let's just move down. Offer 40K over asking. I don't need to see it. I've looked at the photos. I'm okay with the wombat problem.
Now listen to me right now. We're gonna go 50,000 under, not a penny higher. Yep. Hello. I think Zillow hung up on
The
me.
inspector said everything is good, so I didn't even look at it. I just clicking I accept the terms and conditions.
Okay, so I'm seeing here on page 3, it's saying slight crack in the bottom interior. What the heck does that mean? And then subsection 8, paragraph 9, something like you're saying guest bathroom. There's 3 guest bathrooms, Buster.
Okay, yes, this is exciting. Just send the DocuSign over, and I'll just do it on my phone while I'm driving. I'm not gonna look at it, so don't take advantage of it.
All right, we're closing on this thing. I'll meet you at your office. I'll tell you what I need here. Fountain pen, fountain drink, preferably a Mountain Dew. 75 degrees. I know it's a little warm, that's how I like. Now who do I need to bring? Next of kin, power of attorney, notary public. I got one guy that can do all 3. My brother-in-law, Randy.
Let me check Zillow real quick.
Let me check the classifieds here.
Okay, yeah, no, let's just...
Okay, so different ages, different businesses completely. There's a lot of truth to this. Now, there are some, I'm a baby boomer, and I can e-sign everything and DocuSign and move pretty quickly. And I also think these are different people. You know, you get the young millennial who's working and moving quickly, and they're relocating. And I have a seller like that. Look, he can only do so much. But there's some element to truth that I think the more people have been around, they assume they know a little bit more and take a little more time and have a little more input in the process. So I think there's that's a cute little video, or I guess Instagram reel on the subject. Okay, let's see the next one here. Hold on one second. Here we go. This one kills me. So if you're a real estate agent and you've shown property, you've been through this. I am not a buyer's agent, so I don't often show property. I recently had I've had agents call me on listings recently. One was a condo, and there were 4 locked boxes, and they're asking me which one was mine because I didn't mark it with a business card, which is my mistake. And I had one recently where the last party put the keys in the box and it stuck the box, actually broke the box. And I can just imagine the realtor was there for like 20 minutes trying to get it opened up. I feel bad for them. And my job as listing agents make it easy for the agents. But if you've ever shown property with a lockbox with a client, it's just you just feel like they're watching every split second. It's just so, I don't know why, it's so nerve-wracking. Let's see here. Brand hacking. Real Fish was my favorite for the week. Watched it 20 times. Yeah, that's Cat. I have to say, this just cracks me up. It's so real, the feeling that they're just watching over you like that you and that they're paying that much attention. Okay, next one. Yeah, now this is a classic. We see this same meme in real estate in all kinds of channels. How the house is looked at by you as the agent. The buyer sees it as being smaller than it is. The bank loan even smaller. I just had an appraisal on a property that I know is worth $400,000, and there's no habitable property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Palmdale below $399, and the guy appraised at $350 because that was their sales price. It's funny how banks always look at things as small as they can, or the appraiser. The insurance evaluator looks like it's a tent in the desert, and then the appraisal district or LA County assessor's office looks at it like it's a mansion. Not quite true in California, unless in California, because the price is set by the sales price and then it's capped. But in other states, it's a common thing where people feel the assessor overvalues the property. So, but this is a classic meme that you're going to see. Any place you see real estate humor, you're going to see that particular meme, I think. Okay, how are we doing time-wise? Oh, this is fun. We're doing great. Are you guys having fun with this? I'm enjoying this. At the end of the day, that's what I said, learning with lots of enjoyment. Good, I'm glad you are. I know I'm enjoying this. Okay, next meme up. When everyone's talking about 3-day work week in real estate, the look at this guy's face. Now, look, when I was young, that was me. I worked 7 days a week. And then I remember I became religious about 25 years ago, and I remember thinking, how can I take a day off for the Sabbath and still be in business? And today I would say I couldn't last as long as I have without taking time off. So I do think I would definitely urge all people to create some boundaries in your schedule and work those boundaries effectively and get resources to help you do that. But that said, most realtors, so true that, all our clients are working from home and they're working, they say they're working remotely, but they're not working much remotely. And then real estate, there are days you're going to feel like you're the only one and that it's tough. So anyhow, okay, that one hits home for me. I don't know if these hit home for you. Please feel free to share with us. Okay, next up, bartender, a barista making coffee, and a barilcher, which is coffee and alcohol. I don't know. I know people do this. I know there are people with alcoholic issues, and I don't think wine, they pour vodka or some sort of scotch with their coffee. I love coffee. I don't drink. I with friends I will socially, but I know a lot of realtors do, and then mixing the two together. I imagine if you like both of them, I imagine would be a fun combination. But I don't like the alcohol part. So okay, there we go. This is a meme template you can see over and over again in different contexts. I love this one. Lenders in 2021. Lenders today. And I was a lender. I started the business in the mortgage business. And in 2008 and 2009, I had changed companies 17 times in 16 years. I had companies would merge and sell divisions and get out of this bit. And I was just trying to do loans for my customers. It was just so nerve-wracking. And then I did change actually once or twice, thinking I would find a stable company, and they wanted business a year later. But if you had told me in 2009, after the real estate crash, that rates would just come down nonstop for whatever it's been for them, 15 years, 14 years, there is no industry, and I don't mean insult them, but there's no industry where people have made more money doing less work consistently than mortgage lenders. It's just amazing to me. The people I meet who make $500,000, $800,000, $1 million a year in 2021 and 2022, because their business was just being handed to them by the marketplace. Every customer they wrote a loan for in 2020, they rewrote in 2021, and they've been doing that for years. Now, 2023, they got to work. I will tell you, I'm interviewing later this week a lender, a young guy, really hustled, helped me make a deal. He was the buyer's agent's lender, not mine. And so I will say that this is the time for people in the career to really buckle down and build your business. But there's so many who just, all their social media was how cool they were and how cute they were, the fancy cars they drove, the fancy places they went. They were Jennifer Aniston 2 years ago, and today, I don't know who this guy is, but wow, that market's different. And I will say, just on that one also, I host an event every month, and I invite real estate agents and I invite lenders, anybody in the industry to come. It's the Brew Real Estate event. We're moving it from the first Thursday, the first Wednesday of the month at All Season Brewery in Mid-Wilshire. And what happened starting a year ago, is we start getting more and more lenders. And we now have more lenders that come than we do real estate agents, because they're just looking for business and they don't know what to do. It's really amazing. Okay, next up. Clients be like, I went to somebody else, but can you fix it? So there's two parts of this one as realtors you get. One is you work with people and then they find a house, but the listing agent says, well, if I write the offer for you, I'll get you the property. And if those buyers have been looking for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year or longer, they're going to sell you out to get the house. That's just how it works in life. If they think the only difference between getting the house or not is the listing agent, then they're going to sell you out. And you just have to be ready for that. But the flip side is, I went to somebody else, can you fix it? And I used to have these come to me as well. I had one where I did fix it. The buyer and the seller, and the buyer got seduced by the listing agent, and then the listing agent, the seller had a falling out, and the seller made the listing agent made the buyer use a lender who's no good. And my client, who had abandoned me for this deal, came back to me, and I got him approved. I went, and the property had expired, so I went directly to the seller. I got the offer accepted, and the buyer turned around and backed out of the deal because some friend sold him on some fantasy development that was going to happen. And so instead of buying this property, and he would have made $1 million on it. I remember the house, I drive by it all the time, because somebody told him, oh, we're building this beautiful development, you should join us. So people will flip to somebody else, and you better laugh at it, because otherwise you're going to cry like this lady, and we don't want that to happen to us. So, whew, real estate, man. Okay, not for the meek. Okay, next one. Oh, this is a good one. I'm not very handy, but I just bought a log cabin from IKEA. You know, I'm not a handy guy. If you see anything in my office, I probably paid somebody to fix it. I have boards with my numbers up on it, and I have stuff hung up, and I hire TaskRabbits. My son-in-law is great, and we buy stuff. I'm sitting at a desk that's a risable desk that I got, had to pay somebody to come out and assemble. But yeah, I imagine you could buy a house. There was a time, actually, not IKEA, there was a time that people bought kit homes from Sears Roebuck in a catalog. You would buy a house and they would ship out to you all the parts, the nails and the logs and the wood and the windows and the doors, and you assembled it. But yeah, I'm not an IKEA person just because I can't put that stuff together, so I don't bother buying it. So, but I know people do, and I know people love it, and good for them. They sell a bunch of stuff. You know, if you're happy with it, I'm all good. Okay, so buyer calls you or texts you. This happens a lot. Hey, I found a house in my price range. It's on Zillow, and they find out it's this. So what happens is sometimes they'll get an odd picture and they can't really see it. You go out and drive the property and see what's in your price range. You know, it's amazing that whenever you have an oddball property, like if this house was in the middle, this structure was in the middle of a normal neighborhood, and there's houses, let's say, all around the block, and this is the middle. Obviously, it's being sold for land value, and you put it into Zillow, and you put it in your market as a listing agent, your phone rings off the hook with people who think it's a house. And they'll call you because they don't really look at it. They just see it on their phone and Zillow, and they insist on they want to see the property. They don't even know what they're looking into. So yeah, we get those all the time. That's part of the joy of real estate. Okay, let's see here. Next up, oh, this one's very well. No, this is not the most family friendly. This is about as risque as I'm going to get. But realtors and social media, I can help you buy or sell your home. You know, it's interesting to me. I noticed the other day that I hosted an event. A nice young woman showed up, hungry. She's obviously new in the business. Drove out, you know, from a ways away to come and network. You got to admire the hustle. And she showed up with her blouse like really unbuttoned, and she otherwise seemed like a fairly conservative gal. There's something about that with women. I don't know. I guess maybe we men fall for that still. We fall for that. I don't know. And I think realtors, yeah, I see some of the ones I know and follow and are friendly with who, you know, they dance or they show themselves off. And I feel like, you know, it's cute if you're selling clothes, but if you're selling real estate, I don't know that really helps you. And so to me, it's kind of funny to see what different agents do that's cute and such. But anyhow, yeah, that's a definite summary of a good chunk of real estate social media marketing. If it works for you, hey, post your channel down below. There are people who would love to see it. But I think for most agents, probably not the most effective. You know what? I don't like this one. Now they look at it again. I thought it was kind of marginal when I put it up, and I'm going to skip that one. And I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I don't have to. Oh yeah, this is standard. This is classic. Real estate agent won't pass inspection. So yeah, this is the kind of house that, you know, you sell for land value and agents insist on wanting to see it, and you get an offer. I have this happen all the time. The house throughout has different damages like this. It's not financeable. And I have agents who send me offers, you know, 30% down, 3% down on FHA loan or 100% financing. I try to explain to them the house is not financeable, and the pictures on the internet, did you see it? And they'll insist that they can get a finance. So this is a classic. Okay, we're up against the end, a half hour, so we're going to jump off here. This was Real Estate Meme Stream. We do this every Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to live stream on my YouTube. Bill Gross EXP is my YouTube channel, as well as in the Facebook group Real Estate Humor, and in the Facebook group for real estate agents that Debbie Murrow has as well. And love to have you guys play with us. Let's see, we're also bringing to the Real Estate Agent Referral Network and networking tips. So did you like this? If you did, put a comment in the chat box. Like it if you like it. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Love to have you back. We're going to do this every Wednesday. And hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much.